What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vonnie coming back at y'all with another YouTube video. So, in today's video, I want to break it down for you. Easiest ways to make money in 2026. Now, if you're seeing me for the first time, man, like, comment, subscribe. We going up this year. But, let's get straight into it. Easiest ways to make money, to save money in 2026. And we're going to start off, real small, real simple, repetitive moves that'll stack up bread. It won't be the fastest in the world, but by the end of the year, you'll be straight. You'll be good. You'll have an emergency fund. If something doesn't go your way, you can pay for it easy, and then you're going to be able to make that money back. But you're going to continue this process no matter what goes on. So, first off, we got automatic transfers. As soon as you get paid, 25 goes into saving, 50 goes into saving, 75 goes into saving, 90, 100. Easy. It's a bill. Treat it like a bill. Oh dang, I gotta pay this $25 bill. Instead of going out this week, I'm gonna pay this $25 savings bill. You feel me? Something like that. It removes, all the things that you want to purchase and buy. So yeah, the first thing, save, and just put a little bit in. Put as much as you think you can. If it happens to be $15 every single week, or something like that, do it like that, because it'll start to add up over time. You won't even realize, like, oh snap, another. I've been doing this for a year. Now I got 4,000, 5,000 saved up. Okay, we can do something. We can make something shake with that. Another thing I like to do is I like to cancel all my subscriptions. So what I did when I first start getting into saving money, making money, I canceled everything. Netflix, Spotify, I had Rocket Money, all of that. If you need something to budget, write it down. And it feels way more satisfying when you write stuff down. I like to write stuff down. Write it down. If you need music, there's a bunch of free music apps. Yes, they have ads, but they're free. And you can listen to a 30-second ad. And 9 times out of 10, you don't even have to listen to it. It pops up on your screen. You just can't change the song within the 30 seconds. That's it. But yeah, and I know what you're saying. You're probably like, oh, well, Spotify is only $12. Netflix is only $12 a month, but those things start to add up. If you only make 24 an hour, both of those are an hour taken away from you. And what I would recommend you do, if you can't get rid of Netflix, if you can't get rid of that stuff, split it with somebody. Go 50-50 with somebody. And I know what you're saying. Oh, you're going to go 50-50 over $6? Every little amount that you can save counts, and it'll start to add up. It will. I promise you, it will. Next big thing. Stop eating out so much. You don't have to eat. You don't have to. And a lot of people like to, say they need their intake of caffeine every day. Just live. Be high on life. You don't need that energy drink every day, coffee every day. Your brain is wired to do that, but you don't need it. And you're going to Starbucks every day, spending $6-7 on a drink that's going to be gone within an hour, when you could have put that $6-7 away. So just cook at home. If you need some easy meals, just like you're watching this YouTube video, look it up. Look up things to cook at home, things that I can make at home. And that's just little things that just add up. The subscriptions, now you're saving $25 instead of spending it all on that. Eating out, now you're saving another $25. And then putting money away every time you get paid, now, or every week, now you're saving another $25. And $75 goes a long way if you're doing that every single week. And like I was saying earlier, if you need something to budget, write it down. Just put it on a piece of paper, and you will keep track of everything. Not everything has to be automated. Not everything has to be on, your phone. Write it down. Use your notebook. Another thing that you want to do is avoid life inflation. You're going to see somebody's lifestyle go up, and you're going to be like, yeah, I want to match that. Don't. That shirt that they just bought, is going to be worthless in a month. You know, those shoes that they just bought are going to be worthless in a year. So don't think that you need to keep up with people. You know, I like to say, man, get a black tee, get a white tee. You know, get some cheap beanies, you get some Crocs. Crocs are $60, and thug out. And if you and for the pants / shorts, you know, I like to go on TikTok shop. You know, get some inexpensive stuff, and I like to ask for pants and shorts and like hoodies and stuff for my birthday. So I'm not paying for that type of stuff. You know, and it's little stuff like that. Now, if you can do that, do that. And then, you know, you wanna cut out big expenses. If you have a beater of a car or a hoopty, rely on that until the wheels fall off. And then when the wheels do fall off, and it's finally like, okay, I can't drive this, too dangerous, can't drive this. You know, sell it for whatever you can get out of it, and go get another hoopty, because you're not ready for financing a car. You know, downgrade your car if you need to. If you're refinancing your car, downgrade it. See if you can. If your living options are, if you're paying over $1,000 for rent, I know in this society, it's like, where can you really move that's under $1,000? There's places. There is places. Now, it's not going to be probably in the best area, but if you just stay to yourself, you know, you get your money, you stack your bread, you know, in the long run, it'll work out. It'll work itself out. And those are really two of the big expenses that people really put into their lives, is cars and houses. Don't do that. Just get you some that you can be sufficient in and live there. And then last thing I want to say is set a clear goal. You know, at the end of the year, how much do you want to have saved up? You might have to pull from your savings. That means you might have to work a little bit harder. That means instead of working 40 hours a week, now you have to work 50 hours a week or 55 hours a week. And, you know, what I like to do is I do work that much. I work at minimum 60 hours a week. So if I'm working 60 hours a week, I'm only spending 40 hours, you know, 40 of my hours are spent on bills and stuff. The other 20 hours that I made in money are going into my savings. And that's just how I break it up. That's how I even it out. You know, you got to give your money a purpose. And when I say savings, I'm talking about high yield savings. I'm talking about Roth IRA. I'm talking about 401k. I'm almost maxed out on my Roth IRA, and you know, I keep at least, you know, 10,000 in the high yield saving. And another thing I like to do is, you know, like I said, budget my money, keep track of it, write it down. I know that's my third time saying it, but I just want to emphasize that. If you want to save money, you have to write down what you're buying, what your bills are, how much you're making, all that stuff. You know, it's a simple plan if you want it. If you want it bad enough, if you want to save, if you want money, if you want to, it's a simple plan. Start with $50 per paycheck. Cancel your subscriptions as much as you can. If you don't absolutely need the subscription, which I really don't think there is a subscription out there that you absolutely need, you know, don't have it. And then stop eating out. I challenge you, honestly, to not eat out for 6 months. 6 months. You don't eat out, you don't do anything. Now, if it's like a birthday or you know, I say just a birthday or like a special occasion, cool. But I'm talking about, don't eat out every single week. There should be a period where you're like, oh snap, I haven't ate out in a month. I haven't ate out in 3 weeks. Okay, let me go see if I can get something special. But I do challenge you to not eat out for 6 months. And with that, man, you can save up to $200, you know, maybe somewhere between $200 and $500 a month with those 3 things. And you know, you're gonna be less stressed. One last thing that I like to do at all times, you know, you got your money put up in your savings account, your high yield savings account. You got your money put up in your Roth IRA. You got your 401k matched every paycheck. The last thing I want you to do, actually touch some money. Like when you have money in your hand, it gives you a different type of feel. And I'm not speaking from everybody else's experience. This is coming straight from me. I love to see how fat this stack can be. I love to see how fat I can get it. And the more fat that I get it, the more I know I'm saving. You feel me? So go touch some real money. Go touch some real bread. And you're going to see, oh, okay, let me add to the stack. Let me add to the stack. And before you know it, you know, your stack will be looking like this. And you'll be like, okay, I can keep adding to the stack. I can keep adding to the stack. Because it's not just this stack, you know? You start making little other stacks of money. And, you know, this random change right here. You know, it's 100. You go from the biggest bill to a $5 in one. But I'm making another stack. Then you add those stacks together, and you're like, dang, that's $5,000. That's $5,000 right there. That's $6,000 right there. $7,000 right there. So those are my game plans for you. Those are the easiest ways to save money. You know, saving from your paycheck, cancel subscriptions, stop eating out. Those are the big ones. If you got debt, you know, knock that debt down little by little. If you're paying for a house, car, you know, either downgrade or you got to downgrade. If you're trying to save, you got to downgrade. Those are my big things, man. Avoid that lifestyle inflation. You don't have to match everybody. You know, everybody's faking anyways. So just let it be. But that's it for the video, man. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.